All right. So once you get outside the base, you basically want to, and there's some dialogue that I probably already skipped. Let's restart from save and see how that works. I wonder if it restarts the time. It does. Good. So you'll end up right here, and I don't drop. That's not what I want you to do, Ayla. But I'll usually run and just glide over this way and drop down, and she'll have something that she's saying right up until about here, and that's where you can call your mount. And if he's nice, he won't do things like that. That actually wasn't terrible. That was. I haven't played the game in over a week, so if my camera movement and stuff is off, we will get it right. Anyway, I like to do this by riding the mount all the way up here, and instead of like jumping off back over here and then heading this way, because what I like to do is use this hill to just do a single slide all the way to the Sunwing, because your slide is silent, so you can just kind of hang out there, and just we'll go right to the Sunwing here on New Game Plus. So the Sunwing doesn't. Why are we not mounting? Why are we not mounting the Sunwing? I'm gonna do this again because apparently we can't mount the Sunwing. That was weird. I got the prompt 3 times and it missed it 3 times. Anyhow, on my way up here, usually it's about here, you call the mount. If you call it earlier, it tends to come up behind you, so you want to make sure you're close enough to this open area up here for it to spawn up here. Anyhow. Basically, Dorian, the 30-month subscription. Hey, Dorian. Yeah, see, I didn't use the hill as much, so I didn't make it all the way over here. Anyway. Hey, it worked. And so from here, you can switch to your mount call. And so we're about to do what ruined breaks in this run. And I'm going to say it right now. Curse you, B-Dud. Barrel rolls while making the run about a minute and a half faster. They are just the bane of my existence, and I think everyone else, when you're trying to do something quickly on the mount. All my homies hate barrel rolls, I should say. But anyhow, so what we do for barrel rolls, and you can watch the input display a wee bit there. I turn my mount just a little bit left, and you can do this right to left instead of left to right like I'm going. But then I... Excuse me. Oh. Wow. Now my mouth's just like stopping. So I hold a little bit left, and then as soon as like we're kind of sideways to the place that we want to be, so I'm headed right now. I'm headed to this area right here, straight ahead, right in the center. You kind of see where the mountain starts to slope down, where the little curvature starts to head out. There's a campfire right to the left of that sharp ledge there. We want that campfire, and then we're gonna head down to the spire that you can see down in Vegas there on the left. So we're gonna head over here, and then we're gonna head over there. And the reason is we're gonna go start the quest with Moreland and all them, for the Poseidon quest, before we go do anything else. You found remapping, barrel roll. So remapping is definitely something I've considered before for barrel rolls, but have never actually tried it on anything. I could see R1 being okay. Does that interfere with anything else? I doubt it, right? Does that mean you have to press triangle to go up? Is that what that is? So we got the campfire right there. That one down there. We're gonna fast travel back to this fairly soon. It's the next fast travel we do, so. And So you immediately just start heading south to the Tower of Tears right there, or whatever they call it. And just keep doing barrel rolls. And so all I can really say when I'm doing barrel rolls is that you don't want to turn too far, and that you want to press in the direction you want your mount to go, but not for the whole barrel roll. So like if you watch the timing, I'm letting go while she's basically upside down. And that gets her to continue rolling in that direction, but it also doesn't force you to go down. So if I'm holding forward and I do this inverted, I don't know if it works that way for you guys. If you push forward on the left stick, does it go down? I don't know. Anyhow. I play inverted for my camera, so I don't know if it's the same for the mount. So anyway, pushing towards your destination when I'm playing makes me drop, and that makes the mount go slower. So you really just want it to roll straight through without you influencing it at the end of the roll. And then immediately once it's done its thing, like once it's finished the roll, you want to start turning it back to the left so you can do another one. There's usually one. It's like 1.5 because it starts out kind of flapping after it's done rolling, but it's like 1.5 flaps before you can actually roll again. So like there's different, you know, rhythms to it, but you'll eventually figure out how soon you can do it and all that stuff. So barrel rolls remap to R3. Oh, on the back button. See, that works out. Swap out triangle and R1. And then for all campfires, yeah, you got to be within 40 meters to collect it. So, but I suppose, you know, if you played the game casually, you know that. So I always take the mount right to this corner here, get it down as close to the ground as you can get it on your flight over, and then just hop here and go over here and hit triangle. You can drop in from the top. I know Elk likes to do that. I don't know if B-Dud does that. I think this is faster, going to the front door. Making sure as you barrel roll, your mount ends up here in front, and then you leap off and glide onto this surface, and then you can just get right into this conversation. So we'll slowly kind of skip through Moreland and Friends here.
Yeah. Well, what's
the mark
you?
Yeah.
Because that
Probably drop.
well, you said with a
Ham. What is it? You got
hey
more.
Here comes the line.
Fair part.
and
There's a but.
There's a but.
Stammer.
I'm on it.
I wasn't pressing it fast enough, to be honest. So from here, we're gonna go straight down and get the air capsule right away. And a neat little trick, you hold X while she gets it, and then it's 2 quick swims, and as soon as she breaks the surface of the water, there's a save circle that just showed up. Down on the bottom right, you can now restart from save, and it'll put you out in front of the building. On PC, this stops your load remover, and here on PS5, it saves you the time of having to climb out of the water right over here and get all the way over here because you have to be outside to fast travel out of Hidden Ember. So now we can fast travel after the restart from save, and we go to that campfire we just got. So you can see the path we took from the base to this campfire and straight down to Hidden Ember, or Dune Hollow as they call it right now. So yeah, there are other campfires along this route, but they're just not as easily accessible. And this is like right on the edge. It's almost perfect. It's right on the edge of the cliff. So as soon as we fast travel, I'm going to be hitting the down directional button in order to call the mount. So you'll hear the whistle before the screen even shows up. And then I immediately do an X square like glide jump, you know, so that she'll just be in the air and it'll grab me out of the air and just go. And oftentimes it picks you up from left to right, which is exactly kind of the way we need to go. The camera's going to be facing southwest a little bit as when I restart here, so, or more south, I think, actually, but yeah. I wasn't sure I was on the right one. And he landed. You don't say. That never happens. I don't think I've ever had it land here before. Anyway, you're facing south, so you want to go this way past the antenna over here. This is the signal spike west area, I think. But we're gonna go straight over towards. So when we were talking to Gaia in the last episode, the selection we picked was the ether selection, and that helps you here because now we're kind of on that path, the ether path. We're gonna head to the grove, which is right over there, and that's where the coordinates that we're headed to on our compass are. So it's just like a nice little swing your camera until you're headed where it's telling you to go. Yeah, but even then, you're on the edge. I didn't think he would land if you were standing on the edge of something. Like, I didn't think he had the room to even land back behind me, but once I turned around, I realized there was more space back there than I thought. I thought you were basically right on the edge of the cliff there, but no, there's definitely no space for him to. Although I have seen him land in worse spots. Like behind the shelter at the greenhouse, when you're on your way to Thebes. Anyhow, we barrel roll our way all the way here. We want to make sure not to pass these posts with your Sunwing. You can't get off when you're over here. If you go too far, you can't get off the Sunwing. I'm gonna repeat myself. If you go too far, you can't get off the Sunwing. Don't go too far. You will get really frustrated. It's annoying. There's also a little thing about barrel rolls. If you do a barrel roll, you have to wait a couple of seconds to get off the mount. So if you do it at the wrong time, if you're like right here and you barrel roll to here, you're not going to get off. The mount is going to keep going, and now you're not going to be able to get off. It's a bad combination. Just go ahead. Once you're kind of past these trees, just kind of drop down and get yourself off the mount. I like to turn it to the right because it tends to put it in a good spot when I come back out. It's going to be in a terrible spot because I'm letting it fly all over the place right now. Normally I'd get off, run inside, talk to Deca and them and do all the things, and I'd come back out and it would be in roughly the same area each time. Usually it's either right here coming through the trees, or it's kind of over here, like coming around where I have to run out here and get to it. But you can see the loop it takes. It does this loop over and over again. Sometimes it will get caught on things. Like, it doesn't do this smooth loop all the time. So, you know, just be wary that this whole coming out of here, getting back on your mount, and heading off in this direction is, it's tricky for everyone, no matter how many times you do it. So, yeah, barrel roll right to the entrance. Listen to Doc. It's terrible advice, Doc.
Yeah. All right.
Hope you don't treat your patients like that. Yeah, take all the penicillin at once. That seems like a good idea. That's a bad example. It'd probably be okay if you took a bunch of penicillin.
The chief is...
I'm ready.
Good.
Probably just poop yourself.
I'll do what you'd
I don't know what the side effects of penicillin abuse is. Sorry. Or the toxicity. Anyway. It's a pretty quick dialogue there. It's a down and to the left after skipping the talks. But everything is down and to the left here. So we talked to Deca, XXX, down and to the left, and then there's like 3 before you run inside. Then we go talk to Hikaru. The cutscene starts, you skip a dialogue, or 2, I think it's 2, and then you skip a cutscene, and then you skip a couple more dialogues. There's a down left selection, a couple more dialogues, and now we run back out to talk to Deca again. And yeah. So all this dialogue stuff, like, you just kind of get the hang of it and you figure out the timing for when you need to do things, or you can just hold it in that direction. So we talk, skip a dialogue, and then we could have gotten like a quick podcast out here, but he's doing some weird stuff now. That was a pretty good spot. So we come out and we want to head for that ridge right in front of his head. So like right where the mountain slopes down in front of the Sunwing right here, that's where we want to head for. And we want to do our barrel rolls, obviously. I like to just get my height before doing barrel rolls. It can be kind of annoying to get height and do barrel rolls at the same time, especially if you have to do it quickly, like after the bulwark. But, you know, whatever you want to do. But we're basically going to go over this first ridge, and then there's another ridge behind it with the trees on top. There's a hunting ground directly behind there that has a bellowback in it. And we need a bellowback. Is it the knee tap? Or is it the membrane? I don't remember which one it has. Anyway, we need 2 parts for crafting the diving mask later on. And we're going to get those rather than going to the convoy that's part of the Poseidon quest. We will get them in 2 different places, because you can actually get these things from any bellowback in any long way. So, anyway, once we're over these trees, here's our friends, the bellowbacks. Just drop in, say hello. You know what? I hate you too. Thanks, son. Mount's gonna mount, guys. Even during tutorial. So, you come in over this ridge. Over top of these trees here. And just drop in. On story, obviously you can get away with a little bit of a fall. In ultra hard, you can't, because there are low health things that we do. So, you know, good stuff. Welcome in, Wolfie. Thank you for the 13 months for the channel. Love it. Anyhow, killed that bellowback. There's another one at the back over there. It's too far away. And look out for the rollerback, I guess. But this is story. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter on ultra hard either. It just doesn't have the time to get to you. But yeah, you know, be careful when you're dropping in, because you can kill yourself if you drop from too high. And, you know, the basics. Anyhow, we're headed straight over there to Stone's Crest. Kind of off to the right of where my Sunwing is right now. And we're gonna go meet Kotallo. And then we're gonna do something really fast afterwards, which is the Kotallo skip. And so what happens, and I'll show you before I drop down, because I won't really have the time after the dialogue to show you. But there are some things to discuss.
This must be Stonecrest.
So, Kotallo's down here. Sitting there on the ledge, or right on the edge there. What's going to happen is him and I are going to have a dialogue. And then I'm going to do a down and left selection. And there are 9 dialogue skips after it. 9. And then you jump off. Okay? And we're going to jump off that ledge right where he's sitting. And just glide. Call our mount, right? Same thing we would do anytime we're on a ledge. Only this time, we want to be really careful not to go anywhere near this path that heads like out and down. We just want to go down and not really worry about, where is it actually? This way, right? Yeah, right here. So we don't want to be anywhere near this pathway, because what happens is the game takes a second to switch objectives. And so we can hop off and head in the other direction, and the game will never think that we've ever gone near Kotallo. For some reason, I don't know really how to explain it. Yeah, Winston's barking. I don't know why. I feel like maybe Beatut or someone has a better explanation of how this works. But ultimately, there are 2 objectives that show up on the screen. There's return to Kotallo, which is what we want to see. And then the follow Kotallo, which is not what you want to see. If you see it come up, you've gotten too close to his path and you've messed up the skip. You can restart from save and try again, but you have to jump off without seeing where you're going, and it's a different angle when you RFS. So if you're not used to the backup, you can screw it up and then basically kill a run. So it's something to make sure of, but that initial jump has to kind of go over, like off to the right and away from Kotallo and off the edge, and then you want to glide and call. So basically, yeah, just you can do a jump glide, or you can, like, you know, you can basically take a step on the ground. If you take more than one, the objective will change. So like you just You can press the direction long enough to get her turned that way, but you can't press it long enough for her to start going in that direction. That's why this is so tricky. And for some reason, it just thinks you haven't moved out of that spot, but then all of a sudden, when you're back on his path down at the bottom, he just shows up where you are. So it's like teleporting him down to the end of his path, thinking that's where you return to him and that's where he's supposed to be and whatever else. And so it works out pretty well. It's a very quick thing. So yeah, give me a second. All right, I'm back. So, where am I gonna drop
Oh,
off?
should be waiting for me.
Make sure you glide or you'll die.
What's he looking at?
You have to glide. You can't get the Sunwing low enough to survive that fall. Even full health, you'll still die. So just be aware.
The scouts from the
I
village
think you
tell us
will,
that they've
at
been
least
moving
on story.
machines through here for days.
It's been a while since I screwed it up.
Some
Anyway.
they ride, others
So we skip these.
we should not over all the
Not
Down to the left. 1,
So?
2, 3,
Well,
4,
I-
5,
I-
6, 7, 8, 9.
What are you doing?
And my mount is deciding to go the wrong way. So we saw the follow Kotallo there, but I don't think we screwed it up. But anyhow, we're gonna try it out. So you jump off. Sometimes the mount will grab you and fly you back to the left. If it does that, try to stop it. If you can't, you'll fail to skip. So yeah. It does always show up. I wasn't sure of that. Thank you for confirming. So you just don't want it to go back to saying follow Kotallo at that point, because now you have to actually follow him down the path. So, mount, you have to keep going. All right. We're going to head down and go around this mountain face and pick up a campfire on the way. And this is one of the few places in the run where I'll actually roll right to left, just because you're already headed this direction, so it's just easier than turning around and trying to make it work. So we get this campfire here. And then I come in and I drop off at the end of the fence. And you should always land here in the grass. So there's a little fence back there. As soon as the Sunwing is over the end of this fence right here, that's when I tap square and just let her drop, and she'll drop in the grass, which is the perfect spot every time. When you're done with that, just turn the camera around and he should show up.
Kotallo.
And so he's here. We skip the cutscene to go inside. We head up here. And of course, the bulwark stairs are not always this cooperative. That's pretty good, actually, up those first ones. But slide up here as best you can. If you can't, rolls work. You got 4 of them with your outfit, so, and your setup, so you can just use them when you need to here. I like to take a second here and flash the map, much like we do after the errand fight in the Daunt. So when you fight those 2 bristlebacks and the Scrounger, you flash your map afterwards really quickly. Just press the big button and then press it again. That will make the bulwark show up immediately on my fast travel here, because I'm going to fast travel back to the front of the bulwark before basically going down and continuing the rest of the part here. Yeah, so we come up here, we talk to this guy, skip the cutscene. If you go up a little bit, that's there now quickly because I flashed my map. That bulwark symbol there wouldn't show up if it would wait a little bit. Like, there's this delay. For some reason, the map likes to have dramatic entrances for its icons. I don't know, everything's too slow on Forbidden West's menu, but we'll save that for the end of the tutorial. if you flash your map and do like things when you're expecting to have to fast travel, it'll show up a lot faster for you later on. And if you're really quick at it, it's no time. It's less than half a second gone if you can flash it really quickly. So
Might not be
anyway,
as strong as Dakota thinks it is.
so now we're gonna
I
head
need
off
to get
this
down to the
way.
base.
Already, Commander.
Oh, just you wait. I need to get a little distance
So we have
from
to
the
wait
wall
for
in order to scan it properly.
her to say properly before we scan this
Just what I
and
thought.
head inside.
There's something metal in there.
If you start scanning
lock
before
isn't
she
a
says
thing I
properly, it won't work.
Oh, sorry. How?
And then here you want to wait for the word
Might be able to
waterfall.
climb up on the left side of the wall, near that waterfall. Power core.
Now you're gonna fast travel back to this campfire we just got. And so this is new. We used to just scan it, run out, talk to Kotallo. Now you can cancel all this and go right outside. So you can fast travel here. And it's almost immediately a fast travel back to the bulwark. And now we're just gonna drop down again.
Outlander. Yep. Come and trade.
Talk to Kotallo. So normally we'd have to come from all the way up here where we were up there before. We'd have to climb all the way down here to talk to him. So now we just drop off and get to him real quick. So now we're going to start this conversation. What you really want to have here is your hunter bow. Your advanced hunter arrows here are good. You can use
Well,
a sharp shot bow here for this fight. It's funny, Aloy is just enjoying the snow and right in his face. You can use a sharp shot bow here. I find it too slow, to be honest. Even the Gravesinger's Lament, like when it has all the draw speed and everything on it, it's just not worth it. You can kill all the enemies with a fully drawn hunter bow shot. You need to overdraw because of all the overdraw coils we have. But you will kill them even if you hit armor for the most part. But, you know, just get good and you'll be fine. So we're gonna talk to Kotallo, skip the cutscene. We're going to fast travel back to that campfire we just fast traveled to and from. And then we're going to run back to a little area that we flew over where there's now a Tremor Tusk and some rebels. So we can get a cannon.
Could draw my focus. See what it picks up.
The strategy at the Tremor Tusk is to hit a I was thinking of the order of how to say the machines and things. Hit a bellowback sack,
are we just going to
blow it
stand
up right
here?
away. You can do this on PS5. You cannot consistently do it on PC because the explosions for things like traps as soon as a fight starts or even late in a fight, bellowback sacks, anything you can blow up on the ground. Alice points out that if you use a tear blast arrow, which do I have that with the Gravesinger? I don't. Nope.
It seems quieter when it snows.
It will work every time. I don't know if it'll work if I shoot it with like a frost arrow or something. I haven't tried that. But it just doesn't seem to want to work on PC for like just blowing it up with a regular arrow.
Here?
So keep that in mind, depending on what you're playing on. The strategy here will be to shoot that, and hopefully we'll have taken out 3 of 3 of 4 of the enemies. If not, we'll have to shoot a couple of them. There's always the one up on the tower that we have to do something about. But you might get the other 3 with the explosions from both the bellowback sack, and you're going to shoot the Tremor Tusk in the belly. So you're going to get 2 explosions. Anyway, let's talk. More showing. Here we go. Talk. Skip. Fast travel. It's a really quick fast travel. You can almost start running right away.
The rebels might have made camp northeast of here.
And then what?
Let's just follow the
The 2
path.
of us go up against all of them?
Pretty much, yeah.
Trigger the cutscene, immediately aim at this sack right here. And there, I got 3 of them. Kill him. And wait for it. And it fell all the way
Got
back.
them all. So,
So, It's 5. It's 5 enemies, sorry. With a bomb, I mean, I'm not on PC, so it doesn't matter if I try it here, but I will definitely try it on PC. So let's go back. I'll load up the quick save from our fast travel. We'll do that one more time. You can see all the damage counters that show up when I fire at the Belloback sack, and that takes out at least 2. I can't tell if the third one is damage to the Tremor Tusk or another human. I think it's the Tremor Tusk. Okay, so that guy was further away now. See, there's the guy in the back over there. Why are you doing this? That guy's supposed to be closer. He's not even coming back here now, and I already like killed people. Anyway, it's different when you have to like reload, and I don't like that. I don't like that when I'm trying to teach it either. So, try and do this a little quicker. Sometimes you have to stick a second one in. So like that.
Got them all.
So it works out, like, if you shoot with just your hunter bow, let it fully draw, you know, use your concentration to get a good shot, and you'll be fine. If you hit them right in the breadbasket or in an arm or something, you're gonna be fine. So if you start shooting for heads and stuff, you might get armor, so be careful for that. Anyway, so we loot the Tremor Tusk. Practice that fight. And you're gonna need to practice that fight. But we loot the Tremor Tusk, skip the cutscene. Be careful not to fast travel too quickly here. If you immediately hit your map, like if you double tap triangle and then hit your map immediately here, sometimes you'll soft lock, or you won't soft lock, but it won't register that you took the cannon. It's just weird. I don't know if it's like skipping the cutscene or fast traveling too quickly, but something here after looting this thing, it just won't. It won't loot it. And so you gotta be careful that it actually tells you return to the bulwark once you've fast traveled here. So as soon as you do that cutscene skip, you fast travel back to this campfire. It's one of our most used campfires. And we turn around and just run back to the bulwark. So it's changed to return to the bulwark. So we're gonna head over here. And so that's like the first half of the Ether quest, as most folks know. I like to call my mount here, and if it doesn't pick me up, I want to make sure it's on this patch of snow, like right here. It's a really good spot to leave it for when you skip the cutscene after blowing this up.
Here it is.
He'll be right here. You just turn and hop
But
on.
you don't just need a cannon.
It's just like we do, like at the quarry fight and stuff like that.
Up.
So this isn't just like
Gotta blast away
take a
some
few
rocks
shots
so I can expose the power cell.
and it just explodes. That's not how this works. There are actually rocks here you have to break. So you need to break the rocks here. You need to break the rocks here on the bottom. There's some rock right here, and there's like stuff hanging on the top. So all this is gonna come down when I fire.
It's working.
Right, so we'll wait for that to clear out. You want to do this quickly, but aim your shots to different spots, like where you know that things are gonna come apart. And there it is. Like, you can get it in a couple of shots, but it doesn't always work that way. It's not the same anymore. This cannon fires much more straight, like in a straight line. The old patches, this thing used to kind of fire off a little bit. It was weird. So you would just fire and you could just get it to work. Here you have to move it around a little bit. If you don't see rocks falling but you just keep shooting, shoot somewhere else. But only right around that area that it's pointing on. Like, it isn't too far, but yeah. Kotallo is just like, I can't believe you blew up a wall. Anyhow, so it's really one of those things where you can lose a fair bit of time because each of those shots has to land before a cutscene happens or something else. So like, It's just a matter of making sure you pick your shots, be patient with it. You know, if you wait half a second to take a shot and line it up a little bit better, that's better than shooting and having to wait again on something that misses. So like, just take your time and be patient with it. Do as I say, not as I do. Always the caveat. Anyway, we skip this cutscene immediately. So once you see the cutscene, just immediately skip it. And there's our mount.
Maybe I should go up there, see if everyone's all right, and find this chaplain.
So now we head up towards the greenhouse. So in the speed run, the sub functions are gathered in kind of a out of order if you go by the level recommendation. We start the Ether quest. Well, I should say we start the Poseidon quest. Then we start Ether. And we progress it a little bit. And then we do a little bit of Poseidon again by collecting a part at the hunting ground. And then we continue the Ether quest with the Bulwark. Well, now we're going to actually go and start and finish the Demeter quest. So we're going to go all the way over to the greenhouse, do the whole thing there, come back and return Demeter to Gaia, and then we'll do Beta after that. And I don't know if I'm going to get to Beta today. I'm going to do another episode, by the way, this week, because we didn't have one last week. So you're going to get 2 episodes this week. But we'll get through all of the sub-functions this week, I think. So we'll get Act 2 finished before we're done, I'm quite certain. We'll spend some time on the wiggles and stuff later. But anyway, this is the first... What I was getting to. This is the first sub-function where we do the whole thing in a whole sitting. Like, we just like, okay, we're doing this whole bit, and now we're going back. But now we actually have... by the time we finish Demeter, we'll have what we need to really like move into the Poseidon quest right away. Whereas previously we would do all of this and then have to do the convoy fight outside of well, what's called Dune Hollow right now. So we're just kind of mixing it up a little bit to save time because these things are mostly on our route as we go. There is a long leg inside of the greenhouse that we're going to take out on our way through. We'll get its kneecap, move on. So anyway,
Good idea to resupply before I head back out.
some people, I don't know, have different ways of fast traveling in this game. I like to switch to this quest, one, because it helps me know where I'm kind of going when I head down the mountain here. But I like to switch to it because then my map will immediately open up after we pick up Demeter, like once we get it at the end of the greenhouse. You can also use your fast travel packs on your quick menu is another way to do it. It's really, I don't know, it's neither here nor there. It doesn't really take any time. It's like 1 second to change the map, so, or to change the quest, because that pop-up is there. So it's like you might as well just hit it. Did she just wall jump off a tree? Way to go. Alright. There's some debate, I think, about what's the very fastest way to go down here. I think we're basically going, like, down here. Trying to remember where exactly. And then we drop down, like, way down. And we head off that way towards the greenhouse. So it's like past that red bit here and all that stuff. Isn't there either way, I thought there was a way to point things, but anyhow, so we'll make our way out and be careful not to drop too far, because if you're like me and you're racing elk and ultra hard, you die a lot of the time. Still salty about that. Ruined a whole race. Anyhow, so we want to go this way, and you're looking for this big drop here, and I didn't do a great job of getting there, but you want to do this. Because the further you can drop, the faster you go. So heading this way towards the charger site is where you want to really be. And there's, I don't know, different ways to get over here, but ultimately you want to drop in by these chargers. And call your mount, which I got a decent one.
Let's go.
then just head down towards the marker for the Demeter quest if you've switched, or just down to this corner down here to start this cutscene with the Quen. The welcoming party and all that. So you skip the cutscene. I look down, and as soon as she stops talking, call your mount.
Where's that machine going?
And make your way behind the building. You don't have to fight any of these people. Skip right past them.
Old office complex.
Make our way in.
The greenhouse.
Alright, so we're gonna be here a bit because there's a couple of things you can do here.
Should be right beyond that door.
First you have to pull this.
Vines are blocking the way. Unless I can cut through.
So I will start with the old way of doing things.
A room with no way out.
3 strats you can use here in the greenhouse.
At least there's a console.
One of them, drop down, kill everything that moves, make your way on. If you drop down into the arena here, you'll get 2 extra people that show up. If you don't land on the ground, but you go out into the arena here, you will get 4 enemies. 1 below you that's kind of blocked by a tree, 2 of them that are off to your right, and 1 heavy hitter way at the back. You got to kill all 4 of them before you restart from save and get put down. Basically what you're looking to do here is kill the Quen if you and get the objective to change to basically take them out so you can go talk to Alba. The newest strat here is to never leave this room and to kill 3 of the Quen, because that 4th one doesn't spawn. So, I will go ahead and do the first one.
Whoever they are, they want me dead.
Which used to be just drop in.
Okay. I could take those soldiers out quietly.
Kill this guy. Kill these 2.
Take her out now!
And make your way over. And so now you see kill the strangers, enter the facility. It's not very fast. Let's do this. I want to say this is the right one. Yep. So now what we can do is if you switch to your sharp shot bow, you can glide over and you can land up here. Okay, but now there's a 4th one. It's the first guy we killed when I came down. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Now we've killed all the strangers. You can restart from save. And it'll put you down here, kind of where I shot those last 2 guys with the bombs. It kind of puts you down here in the middle, and you can just make your way over. I want to go before it, I think. I don't know how far back it puts me. Anyway, yeah. What you can also do, and what this requires you to do, is to get some attention. So first get them to come towards you. And it's really hard to hit this guy over here. But you can kill them from back here. I'm gonna restart now. Apparently you can't kill them like that. I've not done this strat in a run before, so I'm just showing you. But ultimately, what you really want here is to kill these 2 guys. And then kill that guy back there. Did I miss him? Or did it just not work? Didn't work. Interesting. Oh, I totally lost it, didn't I? Alright, hold on. I might have lost my save. This part sucks because you can't get like a quick save for it. Nope, so I'm stuck here. Alright. So you get the idea. If you kill that last guy, you just restart from save. Anyhow, I can't go back and do it now unless I redo the whole flight down the mountain, so we're just gonna move on to the out of bounds. But you have to kill this guy, and he's like standing like here, which is a pretty far shot from up there where the console is. So if you can get him, which this is part of B-Dud's strat, you have to like shoot while you're in there. And when I was climbing up the way I went up or whatever, which I didn't really go over that wall jump, it's a quicker way to climb. It's only like a second. You don't have to do it my way. You can climb up the normal way and jump across or whatever. It's perfectly fine. But if you climb up that room before the console, you climb up to the second one, and when she climbs up to the third one, you go wall jump left, or jump off of it left, wall jump back over, and she'll land on top. And then you can just jump up and climb over, basically. So it works super well. Anyway, once you're on your way up, though, you can fire the Spectre Gauntlet to get their attention. Like, it makes a bunch of noise, and that'll get this guy hopefully walking down. The other two will definitely start heading this way, like from over here. Usually they're like here and here. Sometimes I get them back here where they're basically just lined up, because you saw I shot that guy there on the second try. But you can get them to come closer so that you can shoot them, and that's kind of the trick for this. Otherwise you're kind of screwed. So, but yeah, New Game Plus, the Spectre Gauntlet does it, and then, you know, probably need a bomb or something in any percent, but yeah. Pure Blast Arrow to get his attention and no walkover. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know if waiting for him, though, is better. Like, I know you have the Sharp Shot Bow in any percent, but I don't know if waiting for him... It is if you're me. That's fair. So landing up... I should address this before we move on. Landing on this structure is no, like, simple thing. There isn't much here to land on, right here. There just isn't. And so you notice that we land and we immediately aim because you need this hitbox. Like, it's really difficult to land on this and get it right, and then to be able to turn and see the things you need to see, because you have the guy standing here that you need to get like in your sight and scan for him so you can see quite, you know, just quite where he is. And then you have the other guys over here. You still have to turn and without falling off. So it is faster when you're using a sharp shot bow. So for those of you who don't know, if you do a focus shot and then you do another focus shot, you have to wait for her to reload, right? So, all right. Instead, you do a focus shot, double quick switch, and you can do another focus shot right away. If you can do that up there, this fight is so fast. Like, you're just... It's just like really fast focus shots, whereas, you know, you don't normally get that. Anyway. But if you're going to quick switch like that, if you're not really fast about it, she'll start to slide. She'll start to slide off of that surface, and if you fall, you got to kill everyone. So, and really it is just those two guys that come down, and you toss a propelled spike, and probably 7 times out of 10 you're going to get both of them in one go. Sometimes you don't.
That door looks promising.
So that's that fight and the many versions of how to do it. Hit me up in the comments if you've got questions, if you want to see it again. I'll try to make a save somewhere useful before the next episode, so we can revisit this section in particular. So we get to the door. We're gonna get a cutscene we want to skip immediately, because who wants to listen to Elva anyway?
I'm looking for...
I believe
Now we're
these
skipping another
consoles were meant to
cutscene
be
immediately
operated in
after.
unison, but I'm
Don't
not
at me, I
sure.
don't care for Elva.
Okay, here we go.
Spam the triangle button.
The ancestors have shown us the
And
way.
so here is yet
Come on, let's go.
another
You want me to
strat that you won't find in my world record. I did not use this out of bounds. This was found recently, but I'm guessing I can't really show you both. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'll start with the out of bounds because that's
It
the
took both
faster
of us to
strat.
open up that tunnel, didn't it?
So you head out and you go all the way down to the
I
end.
can't believe you actually got us in.
Not the first one.
I was
Not
dreading
the
having
first
to
one.
sit there and
Go to the
watch
end.
those soldiers
And then where this is hanging down, this
face
grass,
the barbarians
you want to do
and
a wall jump cancel.
they enjoy it.
Wall jump cancel, Ayla.
Promise.
Thank you.
If you say
And you
so.
want to keep aiming so that you'll stand up here. Okay. So, again, you can't really get up here without a wall jump cancel, I don't think. I don't know, I can't get her to get up there any other way. So, so the way that works is once she does the wall jump animation where she's sliding on the wall, you can press circle, R2, and L2. It's fast. Circle R2, L2, circle R2, L2. Just like this. And if you see what's kind of going on, it is that fast. It is not L2, R2, it's R2, L2. If you press L2, R2, you will shoot things. Don't do that. Especially if you have bombs. That will not help you. So it's kind of like that rhythm. As soon as you see her kind of scrabbling on the wall, you just do that. And she'll land up here every time. And now you kind of have to jump to the left here to get up. Like if you jump forward, she won't go anywhere or climb anything. So you kind of have to jump to the left a little bit to get up here. And sorry,
Should
this
I
is
just
gonna
wait
suck
here?
now that we're out of bounds because you can't really see things as you turn the camera. So you make your way up here, like this rock face here, by jumping towards the left. So you can walk forward to the end of this, and now I like to do a jump glide. And you can kind of get all the way over here, and you're looking for this spot. I like to kind of try and land up here on this and then jump up there. All right, so you come across, like once you're off this rock here, we like to
Where
jump
are you
and
going?
glide. I actually did it a little early. So it's good to jump and glide here once you're on this rock, because you can just jump and go, and you'll basically land right on that if you know which way to go, and you jump into here. So I've seen elk do this where he jumps up here and then goes around. You don't have to go around this at all. You can just jump right through this. See what I mean? And you just keep going forward.
You're leaving?
So like whatever that is there, it's not actually there. You can just jump straight through it. So no going around, no having to climb up towards the right. So now you kind of run forward until you can't run forward anymore. You run kind of into this spot and drop to your left. So if you go and drop off over here, you have to climb up. So if you go over here, you kind of have to climb over this little nonsense wall here. But now you just want to drop down and go for that light right there. Oops, caught the edge. Drop. And sometimes you got to wiggle your way through there. But yeah. So tested a bellow back sack in the arena. Only tear blast. Power shredder doesn't work. Bombs don't work. I didn't brace shot. That's the last thing. As long as you quick switch isn't to ammo on the same bow. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Anyhow. So this is the out of bounds here. There is another version of this that will take you forward a little more and up to the ladder that we're about to go to. It's not very consistent to get the prompt to get out of this part. So I've only made it work once, and I'm not going to try it ever again. I don't like it. Not to mention just getting up there can be a bit of a hassle. So like because when you're out of bounds, you can't really tell where all of the drop-offs and stuff are. So yeah, so we're just gonna head, once we drop in, you're now at this part, and you've skipped like a bunch of fire gleam and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna head up here, switch to our sharp shot bow. This is the hatch that I was talking about. You can get this prompt while you're out of bounds. So I got the hiccups, guys, sorry. Good night, Wolfie. It is Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Over on the European side. Not anymore, it's Tuesday here, though. It's only 5 p.m. where I am. So we're gonna get to this prompt, which brings you to a cutscene that you can skip. You do a little slide, and you can hop your way through this vent. If you stop jumping, she'll like do the crouched walk. So just hop your way through, turn left at the end, and behind the big tree there is a long leg that's gonna show up, and I'm gonna shoot it.
Jeez.
Oh, he's on the
fight
left,
them.
probably because I waited.
Or try to sneak past.
So you want to kill that long leg. I'm gonna need this to get up here. Normally he's over here by the tree. And then we make our
The
way over
entrance to
here.
the
So the story would like you to go over here, shoot that ladder mechanism, climb up, climb across, all while being bombarded by these assholes. Just come over to this hill, jump up to there, and glide. And you'll grab it every time.
Looks like it's locked
If you
off.
try and do a jump glide, like, oops. Like from on that hill, if you just press X and square, you'll grab this one in the middle, which isn't the end of the world, but then you have to jump over here, and there's sometimes that pause animation when she lands on these edges. You can avoid that by just jump and then square, not the jump square, which, whatever, do whichever one you like. You might even be able to get it from like where Alva's standing, a little bit higher up the hill there, but you might be able to just get it with X and square. But I've always just jumped off of this mound here, press square, and she'll climb right up. And then you want to switch right to your pullcaster and just go for this vent.
I think I can pull it open.
Usually this one's a quick pull. It isn't always. But you can roll right into this from down there. So just roll up and into it. And then once you get to the corner, keep spamming the roll button again, and she'll actually roll around that corner inside the vent. I don't know why it allows her to do that, but she's, yeah. You can jump glide from the flat ground. Okay, as long as you're not up on the higher portion, you won't grab that other one. That's what I thought. So you can roll through the vent a little bit there. Just keep spamming circle and pushing kind of into the wall in front of you as you're making your way around that left turn. You want to push into that corner, and she'll just roll around the corner. There is a soft lock that can happen here, but I don't know what causes it. Like, I've had it happen only once. I know it's happened to Elk a bunch of times, but Alva can get soft locked, and like, I don't know if it was ever attributed to going too fast through that section, but now that we killed the long leg, I've never seen it. So anyhow, we're gonna head over here to this
I think I can
far
move these things.
battery, whatever,
There we go.
storage unit, storage rack, that's what they call it. And we want to pick up the key behind it, and head back over to the console.
There's consoles up here too.
But no way to get to them. You stay. There we go.
Like, if you're getting Alpha's dialogue there, you're definitely not soft locked, but sometimes she won't talk at all.
Over to me.
Yeah. If
So
you
we're
can
headed
hop
for
on
this
top of it, I
vent.
can
As
get you
soon
to
as
those
she'll
consoles.
let go of this on her own.
Exactly.
I didn't have to do anything to do that. But we'll head over to this vent, pull it,
Hold
and
on
do a
there.
jump glide
Let me
right up
just-
onto here. This is the fastest way up. It's just, you can run over here and try to jump onto it, but she'll almost always grab the end and climb up. It's really weird. Just do a jump glide as soon as you yank the thing down. And then, you know, don't panic while you try to roll through here. And you can basically do 2 rolls right into the fire gleam, and you can start the fire gleam prompt without ever seeing it. While you're in the middle of that roll, just keep spamming triangle, and she will roll right into the animation. It's actually one of those neat things about like Horizon animations where she'll like be coming out of the roll and immediately taking out her spear and just slam it into the fire gleam. It's one of my, I don't know, quirky favorite things to do with Aloy, I guess, as far as her movement, but this is one of the rare instances where getting a prompt works no matter what. So you will get fire gleam prompts in places like Poseidon when you're doing one of the nodes. There's a fire gleam that you can run by if you take like kind of the long way around, and you'll get that prompt sometimes as you run by it, and it will stick with you forever. But I've actually had runs where she's went and hit the fire gleam down there and not the turning the handle and stuff. Anyway, so we're gonna hit this, and this is a neat little trick where you can cancel this fire gleam damage, and not the damage, I should say. You can cancel the animation where it knocks you over. So what you want to do here is once she backs off, count to 2 and start a jump slash. So she backs up, 1, 2. And if you're up in the air
Hold on.
Aloy,
while that happens, you won't take any like
you mind warning
knockdown
me
damage.
next time you decide to
So she won't fall
blow
down
up a
or
wall?
whatever.
I'll
Which
try.
allows you to just kind of run through the wall.
Jumping over.
You can always back up and just time it
I'm
to
at the
run
console.
through it after it explodes,
Wait.
but you know,
There's data
pipe
here.
strats. But just little
A
things
lot.
where you're next to the wall when
But
it
it's
explodes
blocked.
rather than being like way
Something's
back there
restricting
or
access.
whatever. So here you have from the time you get out here to and pull that, if you get it right away and pull it, you get like 45 seconds basically here to craft and do all kinds of stuff while Alva talks. Take advantage of this. Even if you don't think you'll need things, you can get through without really having to craft until Thebes, really, if you're using blast paste conservatively. But I take this opportunity to just refill blast paste and blast paste related ammo and get volatile sludge for my sharp shot bow, arrows and stuff like that. So
If I
we can
can't get
switch
past it,
to
my mission
traps.
here is doomed.
put a few of them down.
I'll help if I can.
And
Okay.
we're gonna be late for the prompt
But
here,
first
but
we have to get out
I
of
want to
here.
make sure I have what I need.
Right. We need to open the hatch. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm unlocking a storage unit.
Oh, everything's full. So she'll say she's unlocking a storage unit. We'll all yell doomed. It's not a run, Wyndham. Settle down. Doomed. And you'll hear the unlock.
There should be a power
found the
cell
energy cell.
inside.
Once she says I found
Then
the
you need
energy
to find a
cell, you
way
can stop
into the
pulling.
generator room.
Because now you can actually get this.
Okay, I'm on it.
If you don't pull it out that far, you don't get the prompt. Pretty sure? I don't know, it's been a while. And then you just carry this into the room we opened up here. So once you do this,
Okay.
you'll get a save circle down in the bottom corner. As soon as you see that, restart from save, and that will put you upstairs where we came in. Right next to the vent, but we actually want to, we were just below here putting that in. We actually want to be up here so we can go to this door now. So restarting from save will put you right where you want to be.
Okay. We need to operate both consoles simultaneously to open the hatch.
I'll get to the other console. You stay here.
I should point this out because someone will do it. Once you've opened this door, only slide once. You try to slide again and jump off, you can't do it. So, unless you like stop her from sliding by holding backwards on the stick, you can do 2 of them that way, but jumping across here, you just want to kind of give it
Ready with
the attention it deserves
We need to
because
keep
you can
moving.
fall and
Test
it's
station
a
Ivy
huge
can't be
waste of
far.
time.
another maze.
So we cancel the fall damage there by aiming, or the fall animation by aiming there, and then we head straight left, turn the first one and slide as far as you can through here, and then start spamming circle so you can roll through the end of it. We'll take a left turn after that, a right turn. Gonna head over to the bat.
This is it.
Now once we're up here, we can use our propelled spikes, and so I like to hop off before you get to the top because the climbing animation
Okay.
takes a little bit.
Let's find a...
And there's a couple different ways you can get around here, right? And so I think several of us do this differently. I go through here. So as soon as I slide through the door, I jump up and to the left. So there's a little way to get through the rocks and down over here. Okay? Beware this wall right here, this pipe or whatever this is. You'll get caught on this. And like, she'll do a wall jump and stuff, a little wall jump animation. So like, you want to get past it just a little bit and then go through here. And then I like to just
Get into
roll,
the proving ground.
run, jump. And jump through. So let me do that again. So she'll do that, like hop up there. And it's just kind of slow in comparison. So I like to hop off, roll through. You can slide and even jump through here. So you could also like do what Elk does, which is go around all this. Kind of make your way around instead of up. I'm kind of stuck in here now. And through. You come around and then climb up and go through there instead of going under here where you would normally go in the water. You just make your way around that a little differently. I like to cut it short instead of going around. I think his way is definitely like, it's a little easier to get to than making that sharp left jump without really looking at it. But there's several ways to get through and into this fight. So once we're here, we want to make sure we have propelled spikes because as soon as you land,
Complex should be test station
you want to
ready.
fire right there above the symbol. Just throw it. Down he goes. I think.
It's one of those machines.
He's dead. So you
Well,
just
you
aim above the symbol here for
We should be able to
the
get into... Yeah.
for the greenhouse or whatever.
Keep your guard up.
Test station Ivy. And he should hang out there. He shouldn't fall, but sometimes he falls. Sorry if he falls. Now that I see this, I'm wondering why we don't yank the vent as usual, but blow up the fire gleam during the dune. I actually don't know if it does. In the greenhouse, every prompt becomes not right now. Oh, that's fair. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Anyway, you make your way quickly to the door.
There has to be some data here on
You
the
can go
adamantine
like
reef we can
around and
use.
stuff, or you can
This
go
console's still operational.
like through this area. It doesn't matter. Just get to this
Another
console.
log.
There's two little paths you can take. Try to get in and out of here before Alva comes because she'll block the doorway and stuff. But you have a bit of time now to do what... there's a hologram playing that is quite long. But you're going to make your way over to this set of like broken panels or whatever. You can hop into this one. Now jump a little up to the left here. Okay? Don't just jump straight up and do a wall jump because you won't make it, see? But if you jump just a little left, she'll land up here almost every time. So, here. And then just jump straight up with a single jump. Don't keep spamming X or you will fall. So, gonna restart and hopefully it'll put me back at the console. No, it's back
There
by
has to
the...
be some data here
Okay.
on the adamantine reef.
So
we
let's
can
do this
use.
all
This
together.
console's still operating. Another log.
We're done in every way. The reefs work.
Take a hard left and just follow the trees, and you just want to come down to these last tree right here against the wall. This is what I aim for when I come out the door. And go right for this tree right here. And then jump in, jump over, and let her wall jump. And one tap of the X button will get her to climb up here every time. Like, she'll just grab it. If you kind of freak out and keep smashing X, she'll sometimes, like, do that little stutter jump. But then you climb up, so you can glide up here, or just jump up here. She'll climb up eventually. Make your way to the top. And head over here. All this time, that hologram is going on. And we have to wait for the hologram in order to get the schematic for the vine cutter. And so now Alva's saying, so all their efforts were in vain. You know, they ran out of time. We want to be here by the workbench before that dialogue starts. Ultimately, when she says, you know, there's a workbench back at our camp, there's a path leading past there, or back there past the next room or whatever. We've gone over the top of that room now, and we need to be here when that dialogue ends, because that's when the workbench becomes available. So... I just now got the dissolution code manual or whatever, like it's there. I can create this, but it won't let me access it in the menu here. So you can see that I got it. If we go into the workbench, I can't craft special gear yet. So we have to wait. So just wait
get rid
here.
of the vines produced by the metal flowers. I need a workbench to load the module into my spear.
There.
So you see the search the test station Ivy objective change. Now you can open it up. Craft your dissolution code module, your vine cutter.
The workbench unit. Now what?
Now, we get to that data core.
And we head straight back in. This is where the 2 extra Quen would come in during that fight with the Quen. So you dropped in from up here. And they run down. And they're the ones that technically open this door. So you can, I don't know, you can glide up here, you don't have to. You can also just run over that and go up the stairs like you do on the way in. But now you wait for that dialogue. 3 hits. If you aim immediately after your swing, you cancel her animation and get the prompt. And then she'll actually break the vine with her weapon.
They're falling apart.
So,
Door's clear now.
Now we open the door and go get Demeter. And that's the end of this split. So I always split on the fast travel back to the base after each of the sub-functions. We would have split at the bulwark when we blew up the wall and skipped the cutscene. And I also split, and I don't think everyone does this, at the air capsule when I restart from save during getting the air capsule part. That way I can just, you know, hit it while I wait for the load. So we skip this cutscene. And this is why I switched to the quest, because now if I hit this button, it brings up the map and I just have to press up and go over. And I don't have to worry about switching to something on my quick menu. Like, it's just more things to remember. But we go back, and you always, this is why after the base, after the talk with Gaia, the long dialogue percent, like 35 seconds of skipping dialogue, you go to the door inside this entrance, all the way in the center. You run to the right, and you get a campfire. That's this campfire right here. It's an extremely important campfire. You're going to use this every single time you come back to the base, because it's right here outside the door. Whereas if you fast travel to the base, or to this side of the base, you end up down here at this campfire, which is just way further away. It's like 20 seconds of lost time coming in, basically, every time you do it. So don't go to the base. Always, when you're coming back here, go over the base to this campfire. Obviously, can't go there now because I'm standing next to it. And that's how we end it. So this is where I split. I know B-Dud splits when he actually returns the sub-function to Gaia. That's a good spot too, because you're waiting. So, you know, yeah.
Sounds.
I'm sorry, and if you don't leave the room... Wait, what? If you did the don't leave the room strat earlier, you now have to get the checkpoint. If you did... What's the don't leave the room strat? Oh. Well, that's silly. Why would you... Wait, what? Does that really happen? You soft lock? Wait, what happens if you don't? Run underneath the room. You can pick it up. Oh. I'll never do that strat then. It can't be faster. No way. If you have to go and get a checkpoint, how much faster is it? When do you pick up the checkpoint? Explain before we end the episode, because we are ending here. Oh, you do it as you're running out. So like you go get it during the dialogue. Okay, that makes sense then. Okay. Where do you come down from? It's off to the left? It's off to the left, right? I can't remember now. No, it's behind you. From the workbench. Never mind. Okay, no, I get it. Yeah, I know where it's the rappel point up there, but I don't recall the... Terrible with directions, guys. Anyway. No, that's good to know. Still gotta hit that guy. The big guy when you want to do that. And I mean, you saw how much trouble we had doing it. My recommendation is if you're on your way down the mountain, if you want a good practice point for this, I mean, I'm gonna stream still tonight, but I'm streaming this. I mean, I'd have to start another instance of OBS and start my stream and then raid myself. What was I saying? Oh, if you want a place to save, there are a couple of campfires on the way down the mountain towards the greenhouse. So yeah. Summarize the chat for the YouTube video. So, what they're talking about here, when you do the strat getting into Demeter, I showed there are like 3 ways to fight the Quen before you meet Alva. You can raid offline channels. Nice. The first way to do it, drop down, spawn in the 2 guys that open the door, like all that stuff, kill them all, move on. You can land on the structure outside the rappel point by gliding over to it, and then shoot just 4 of them, restart from save, and move on. Which apparently gets you a checkpoint you need because you've gone out of the building, right? And that's what spawns the 4th guy that you have to kill, where I have to use my focus to see him under the tree. If you don't go out that way, and you just kill the 3 guys and then restart from save, you can start going and talking to Alva and do the rest of the greenhouse quest. But when you finish killing the bat, starting the hologram, getting out, going to the workbench, you have to go over and go underneath the rappel point so that you get a checkpoint that will open the door that lets you go back to get Demeter, or to like go into the door, like break down your first flower and do the thing, right? I was unaware until the end of chat here, but now that I'm talking about it, I seem to recall a message on Discord talking about this, so I probably should have looked that up before I talked about it. But that's why other runners are here, and that's why we're doing this live, because I can have people yell at me, which is fantastic. Well, thank you all for being here for yet another episode where we made it to the end of what I wanted to do in under an hour and a half. Wow, pretty good stuff. So you got to see post-base content. We got to learn barrel rolls. You'll learn them. I promise you'll learn them. You'll find a way to do it. We got to learn how to start all the sub-function quests and finish our first one. We've shown how to get the parts for the diving mask for Poseidon. We showed you how to get to the hunting ground, how to start Ether. We'll get to start next time with beta. We're forced to start with beta because that's what happens after the first sub-function. So we'll do the beta strats, which are just, when they work, they're so nice. The bomb strat for the Spectre is just one of just Gildan's gifts. So we're gonna have a good time on Thursday learning beta strats. We're gonna have some fun with the cool route, and we'll probably end after Poseidon, and then I'll save Thebes, Gemini, Regala in the end game for kind of the final episode in the series, for Horizon Forbidden West New Game Plus. We will I think, continue, just to give kind of what's coming up in the future. We'll continue and come right back to this run with Ultra Hard. But I'm not going to go in depth with all the platforming and things like that, because it's mostly the same, aside from worrying about your low health strats. But we will go over all of the combat strats and like when to do things and where to do things and all that. We'll go over the loadout for Ultra Hard. We'll do all that stuff. So, you know, that's coming up. And then, I don't know. Maybe get in my DMs. Let me know if you wanna join me for an episode. And we'll talk. Anyway, as always, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. There ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Take care, and I do hope you enjoyed today's episode. Cheers.